I don't know if you can hear me. Sometimes it doesn't work. There you go.
There you go.
Peace.
There you go. Peace, peace.
How you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. So, I went to a workout this morning. So
Mm.
after the fast, so that's definitely an interesting experience. But
Yeah, how'd that go for you?
it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good.
Was it?
So yeah,
You didn't feel
I,
lightheaded or anything while you were
I
exercising?
might have had like 1 second where I felt lightheaded, but I think that's because I was holding my breath or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we was doing like for those who don't know, it's a martial arts class, so he's doing joint locks and some kind of takedowns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, other
Yeah.
than that, was good. And plus the sensei, he calls himself a healthitarian, so he's all on the plant based and do herbs and all that kind of stuff. So so he
That's
understood. So it was good.
that's very good. Well, I'm gonna be in a little bit. I'm gonna go out and do a little hiking. Get out in nature, check out some of these waterfalls I keep hearing about. Everybody keeps telling me there's a bunch of waterfalls around here, and I've seen a couple, but um, so yeah, I'm gonna go out with a friend and get out in nature. That's my thing. So, wow, what a great experience, right?
Hmm. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
So,
yeah. So coming off is interesting too. So basically, what I initially did was I was doing water and the lime juice,
yeah.
and I started off with vegetable broth, and then had like some little like I think it was like cabbage and spring onion something. It was like this little vegetables in it to give a little like flavor.
Mhm.
So I did that, and then I started drinking apple juice.
Mm.
So that's basically what I was doing.
Like fresh apple juice or store?
Now this is from a store. It
Ooh.
was in the it was it was what I had, so I was waiting for what I had
Hey.
here. So
Was it
so I'm
like low sugar apple juice
yeah,
or good?
yeah.
Good.
But even though it was low sugar, it still tasted very sweet to me.
Oh yeah.
That's probably because I haven't had sugar in so long. So yeah, it definitely tasted sweet. So
That's
I
good.
basically was doing that, and then this morning, yeah, did I have apple juice this morning? I think this morning I might have some apple juice and I had some water with some electrolytes in it, and that just went to glad.
Mhm. Yeah, I broke mine this morning with I made me a smoothie. It was a berry smoothie. I think actually once I looked at the package it was blackberries, blueberries and strawberries. And then I had some sea moss gel, some burdock root and bladderwrack in the sea moss gel, infused sea moss gel. So I put a big bunch of that in there, and then some coconut water that I had not that I've been holding on to, and had little pieces had pulp in it,
No,
and then some
nice.
ginger. I took a big chunk of ginger and sliced it up. So it was amazing. Like, and last night I was so tempted. I was like, I've officially done it because the sun went down. It had been a full 7 days, but I was like, let me just, push on through and then, start the morning,
Yeah.
as the morning starts to really just start my digestive system that way. So,
Yes, I did feel that second wind of energy coming back. So I did feel that yesterday. So I felt like, okay, I could keep going and start doing physical stuff. But
yeah,
when I talked to the instructor last night, he's like, yeah, you should come off your fast before you come to class. So I waited the sun down, and then I just, I started with the vegetable broth and then the juice,
right.
and just did it like that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think is your biggest takeaway from this, like from this full, like 7 day water fast?
Um, this time it was different for me because last time I did it, I was a job where I was sitting down. So this time I'm at a job where I'm moving around constantly, and sometimes I'm lifting and stuff. It's a little bit more physical strenuous. So it was definitely interesting because sometimes I was low in energy and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I did do the herbal teas a couple days,
Yeah.
but it's still overall it's the same thing. So I have to have your focus
Hmm.
and the willpower and just keep it moving, kind of regardless of how you feel. But I did notice that I really wasn't hungry though.
Mm.
After first couple days, I wasn't really hungry. I wasn't really craving food.
Mm.
So the biggest battle is maybe energy levels, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But and then trying to get a full gallon of water down. So that was challenging because I wasn't able to space out like I wanted to at work.
Right.
But I did make sure I at least got half a gallon down, and maybe 1 or 2 days I got a full gallon down.
Nice. So what's the longest water fast you've done?
I think it was about 25 days. Yeah.
You're a
But
beast,
yeah.
man. You're a beast.
Because
That's all I
yeah,
can
one day
say.
I was trying to do it for like it was a couple years ago. I was doing through the for the month of February,
Mhm.
and I think it's still on my Instagram where I posted the before and after pictures. But
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause I think I lost some like almost like 30 pounds or 20 something. I think I was losing like a pound a day when I did that.
Oh yeah.
But yes, that's pretty much the longest one.
Wow.
And when you do that one, you really have to listen to your body at at that point.
Yeah.
And back then I think when I started doing herbal teas, I think I had decaffeinated green tea. I think that's what I was using. So
Mm.
that's what I had at the time. And then it might have been maybe 2 days where I had to do the lemon, cayenne pepper water, and maple syrup. Just cause I felt my blood sugar like dropping. I was at work and whatever, so I didn't want to be all spacey at work. So
Right.
I did that. Maybe it was like 1 or 2 days. So yeah, but overall, it was about 25 days. Um,
Wow. That's
and then
incredible.
and that yeah, and you do feel now after that coming off of that one. I think I did like smoothies for about 2 weeks before I even went back to regular food. Just
Okay.
because I knew that I didn't have like the stomach acids in my stomach to like digest regular food. So I probably did smoothies I think I did like broth for like maybe a week, and then after that I went to like smoothies for like another week and a half or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm contemplating because I did lose 10 pounds over this fast, which was great because I put over, the winter, I put on like 7 pounds or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was great to kind of, lose, kind of during the process, it kind of eats away at fat, right? So that was beneficial. But I think for me, the biggest benefit for this was to really get some clarity about some things, the mental clarity, as well as toxic thinking. Because a lot of times toxic thinking, as even as elevated as we
Yeah.
all have these, these toxic thoughts of self-doubt or what other people think of us and, all these things. So this was a good opportunity for me to cleanse all of that out, to raise my vibration, which is pretty, I would say pretty high, but, to continue to raise it, and to just really open myself up for what's next in my journey. And I'm really, I'm just so grateful. This was just perfect timing. I mean, it really was. It was perfect timing. And, I'm feeling phenomenal after that smoothie, but I was hungry. Okay. I'm not going to pretend I wasn't. I was
Yeah.
hungry. However, I think the hunger, when that sets in, that's our opportunity to really dig deep in our own
Mm-hmm.
self-discipline. You know what I mean? And it strengthens it. Self-discipline is a muscle like anything else. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So for me, it was just an opportunity to just really dig deeper within myself and just
Mm-hmm.
really strengthen that degree of myself in self-discipline. So,
Yeah.
it was awesome. I mean, it was
Yeah.
hard. There were days like Friday night, I just crashed and I just
Yeah.
was on the couch for like 3 hours, knocked out. I had the candles burning, melting on my fireplace and all kinds of stuff. But I just listening to my body, I think, was the biggest takeaway. Like, what is my body saying to me? What is it telling me? And I want to do this every 6 months. I'm going to do it twice a year. I did, during this fast, I did more research on doing these fasts regularly for overall longevity and health,
Mm-hmm.
and people who have done these, they say oftentimes a person who does the 7-day water fast doesn't lose like the weight they do lose, because you're going to lose because you're not putting anything in your body,
Yeah.
that they keep it off, that there's studies showing that they tend to keep it off, and that doing it twice a year, every 6 months, is for ideal and optimal health. So I'm a believer. I mean, next
Yeah.
time though, I'll make sure that I don't have to cook for anybody. That was hard. I
Yeah.
think for anyone watching this or listening, make sure that you have ideal conditions, because if you know your weaknesses, like if you're triggered by smells, or if you're triggered by the sight of food, if you're triggered by things, that can really make it harder for you. But at the same time, it can make you strengthen your self-discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And that actually going back to that, I really didn't think about food until I smelled it. Like if I had cold and I have food around, then I smell it, and that like that thing about. But it'd be like a really light thought, and I just
Hmm.
ignore it, and then it'll go away. So,
Yeah.
because a lot of times the work is like, I don't understand how you still moving around. I'm like, it's just mental. You
Yeah.
just gotta keep doing it. And
Yeah.
then actually I didn't really prep going into this like I wanted to,
Hmm.
because that this Saturday, actually went to a repast because my great aunt had passed.
Yeah.
So when there was a food there, so I was breaking bread for everybody. So at that point, I was just pretty much eating everything. I was like, well, I'm gonna fast tomorrow anyway, so it don't matter. So, everything from even had chicken and I had everything. So,
Wow.
but it all came out. So the fast cleansed me. I lost weight too. Now I didn't weigh myself before the fast, but I know like maybe a couple, and I've probably been losing weight the whole time. But I know a couple months back, I was probably pushing like 225, 220 or something like that. But while I weighed myself the other day, I was like at 206. So but I would imagine maybe on this fast, maybe I lost maybe 7 pounds, maybe 8, 10, something like that.
Yeah.
But I think the other one's is me gradually just losing this based off of changing diet and everything.
Yeah. I had a little bit of I had some veggies. Because the Saturday before we started, we'd had I was at my daughter's helping her put her nursery together for the new baby, and they ordered like Mexican food. And I was like, oh man, like this is hard because I knew, but I'd been doing pretty good as far as having smoothies and eating raw fruits and vegetables and, doing no processed foods. I did pretty good with that. But those vegetables, and I had a little bit of sauces on it, there was a little, but I really, and I see that Paca 777, she said she was just thinking that how does one do it in a household where others are eating? And it really, it's a challenge. It is a challenge, but I know for the next one, I'm going to, and I had unexpected guests, my sister, another sister and brother that I did not expect. They hit me like on Wednesday, like, can we come down for the weekend? I'm like, oh my goodness.
What's up, Paca? I didn't know Paca was on. What's up, Paca? Peace.
Do you know Paca?
Yeah, that's my homegirl.
Oh, peace, Paca.
She's representing DC.
Okay. I'm going to be there in a couple weeks. That's peace. So I think it just really, you have to know your boundaries. You have to know your triggers. I'm triggered by vegetables. I made my sister one night some sauteed onions and peppers. Man, that was hard, but I just kept telling myself it's all mental. Like Kansu said, it's all mental. It's all in our mind. It's the conversation we have with ourselves. Because if we have the conversation like, F it, I'm going to eat it. That's not going to get it, right? You have to have that conversation like, why am I doing this? I know that if I do this full 7 days, it's going to help me the long term. That immediate desire or that immediate want for that food in that moment, it's just temporary. The long term, I had to continually think about the long term impact. If I just get through these 7 days, I know that it's going to help me long term, and so that it's a mental conversation. I mean, that's the only way, and now, but next time I don't want to be around any of it. I want to just chill. I don't, I had to go to a community event last night and talk to people. Hi, how you doing?
But you know what? It's easier when you're not around people, but when you are around people, that does help build up your willpower.
Yes.
So I mean, if you can isolate yourself, it's going to be smooth sailing. But when you're around, like at work, they had a fish fry going on. They had all kinds of stuff going on, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is the best fish I ever had." And and it's funny because whenever you fast, that's when you have all these temptations. So
absolutely,
and then and you recognize it because it happens every time without fail.
Yeah.
So but
that's a good point. It does make you stronger. I mean, it makes you stronger so that I went out to restaurants 3 times during this fast, I cooked breakfast the last 3 days for my siblings. Today was oatmeal, which is my favorite. So, but I just made just enough for them, got it to them on the table, and then left. Went downstairs or something, to get away from.
No, what did I? But I made you say she said it was the fruits for her or Miss Domingos or Miss Mamingos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, there's more comments. You said everyone would have to do it. I am not cooking. I'm with you, Queen. Yeah, I miss the fruit too. And I had a fresh pineapple I had cut up on Sunday in the fridge the whole time. And I love fresh pineapple, but again, it's like, man, like how bad do I want this? And so for me, it's just like, how bad do I want to be healthy for as long as possible?
No, so this was iNature's first time fasting like ever.
It's incredible.
She did she went the full 7 days. So that's definitely props. Yeah.
Yes, big props because I mean, I've been fasting for years, but I started out fasting 2 days. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the very first fast I had was a 3-day fast for my
Yeah.
culture. And so but it wasn't just an all water fast. It was, fruit, I had fruit juices that I was juicing at home and things like that, broth, things of that nature. So it wasn't a fast like this that restricted all calories. Like there was no calories.
Yeah.
But even with that fast, I got mental clarity. I got, I lost a few pounds and things like that. So then over time, I've done juice fast, but this is my very first water fast. And I really want to give my hats off to iNature Wisdom because your very first fast, a 7-day water fast, that's strength. And it's great that you all were able to support each other, during the process. I'm sure that would be helpful too. I've never lived with someone I was fasting with, so I'm sure that's awesome, right? Or been that close to them where we're fasting together. That makes a lot. You're welcome, Queen. I'm glad that you were able to get through it and and get your mangoes because I love mangoes too. I can't find any good ones. It's spiritual experience for me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's the key. If you're doing it as a collective, we have support. It makes it easier.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're doing it by yourself, it's hard. And if you're doing it by yourself around people, it's hard, especially if it's your first time.
Oh,
But yeah, it's always good to have a support group that you can reach out to, or somebody can give you tips, or if you feel in a certain kind of way, that could be like, hey, don't worry, it's natural, don't let, if you lightheaded temporary, don't let it scare you, or if you tired, don't let it scare you. You're gonna be okay. Just take a breather, you'll be all right.
And I really appreciate it. Peace, Rhodesia. That's one of my mentees, my friend and mentee. Yeah, I think that's the key is really collective support. And that's a demonstration in this concept, but also in other things, like if you start a business, it's always easier if you have people around you who are supporting you, right? Or if you change your career, it's always easier when you have that support. So this is a beautiful demonstration, and I'm just so grateful for all of you that joined in this journey. Kansu, thank you for all that you've shared and the enlightenment that you've provided, because, a lot of people, this is new. Like the idea of not consuming food is very, very scary to a lot of people because we've been told you've got to have food. You've got to have food to live, for any period of time. But actually, you can go, 40 days? Something like that? On just
Now, normally, at that point, you are taking some type of supplements.
Yeah.
I mean, you are taking like sea moss, with something or some type of supplement because it's not. Yeah, you're not becoming a breatharian. They are out there, but it's you got to take. I mean, it's like I was doing somebody earlier. There's a reason your body has intestines. You are supposed to consume something. It's not just air. But yeah, but when you get on the level of 40-day fast, there's some type of supplements you have to take, and depending on what you're trying to achieve, that will determine what you're taking. But a lot of people doing the sea moss, or the iron phosphate and that kind of thing, or some kind of combination. So it just depends on what your goals are. But yeah, you can do that to reset your autoimmune system. So you do 40 days. If you have some autoimmune disease, you do the 40 days to reset your body and clear that out.
Yeah.
So that's how, like, different people may have helped people with these quote unquote diseases that you can't get rid of. Is they put them on a 40-day fast and just reset the whole genetics, the whole body.
Wow. We all be floating around, wouldn't we? Yeah. We'd just be elevating like on demand. It's incredible. It's really incredible, and I'm grateful. I see the Queen said she did a lot of research on fasting, and that's what I tell people. Research for yourself. Makes sense. My sister that was here, she actually was thinking, she was like, I don't know if I could do 7 days, but maybe intermittent fasting. And I encourage people, do something. Like our bodies, our digestive systems need a break. We need a break. And what better way to do it? I know you can do like a 16 and 8. So you fast for 16 hours, you eat. And I mean, I'm of the mind they're like, and you can eat whatever you want. I'm like, I don't really think that's wise to just, indulge and engorge yourself to your belly swollen and stuff. I don't think that's healthy necessarily, but to eat, I think people should eat moderate.
Well,
you know?
Well, you also got to remember that you want to eat a certain kind of way, so once you come off it, the weight doesn't come right back on.
Exactly.
So if you're eating healthy and clean and doing that kind of thing, it's not going to be something where those people lose weight and gain it back plus more weight. So you're not going to have that experience. So it's kind of like, as long as you're eating healthy and clean or eating what's right for your body, which could be different from mine.
Sure.
Then, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So you get the toxin out and go start off eating at least for maybe the first week or two, eat healthy and clean, and then you can start if you have to deviate, you can, but it won't have a drastic effect on your body.
Exactly.
So that's the best way. Then that's also good saying about doing the research, because you want to do the knowledge to it, on everything first, and then as you doing the fast, that's the wisdom. That's gonna be expression of what you're doing. Then once you're done fit, the experience becomes your understanding. So that's gonna make
Drop
you
those
complete.
jewels. Drop those jewels.
You go through the whole math of it just simply by those 3 steps.
That's it.
So definitely.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Now that I've done this actual 7-day fast, I have an understanding where I can teach others now.
Mm-hmm.
Up on my experience, based on me doing the knowledge, doing the wisdom. Now I have an understanding, and that's what understanding is when you know something so well that you can teach others. And I want to do more research, just like the Queen said. It's like I want to research more and know what works best. I see Renasia said she just feels like she want to try the best way. Well, unfortunately, Renasia, there's no best way. It's what works best for you. That is the best way. And so maybe you should try fasting just 1 day, see how you feel, right? And then the next time, maybe fast 2 days, see how you feel. So, but the really magic doesn't happen until you're into that 4th, 5th, and 6th day. And what's interesting, and I know this kind of graphic, but the bowel movement situation. Like I had a bowel movement the first day, and I didn't have any more until like the 4th or 5th day, which was odd to me. But I guess like that's the final.
That's normal, because you're not putting anything in your body, so you're gonna get out that first day from maybe a couple days ago,
right?
And then a couple days later, you're gonna get out the last thing you ate. So that's just gonna happen that way. And then if you do something like a 20-day fast, then you get to a point where you're just not going at all. And you're just drinking, drinking water,
right,
and whatever else you might be adding on to it. But and the key to this is you have to modify it for yourself, because if you have certain health issues, you may not be able to do it the regular way. You might have to adjust it to your needs and everything. So that's another thing to consider.
Yeah.
But
and iNature says she researched food to help breaking the fast. Very good.
Yeah, she was on
important that. Because some food may not help with all the hard work of your fast. Absolutely. And before, like I'd said when we were doing the prep, I had done it, and this has been a journey for me, y'all. I've been doing this for years. But one time I fasted, and then my friend came to town. It was when I was living in Virginia, and I fasted good. I'd done a juice fast. I felt great, and we went to an Indian restaurant. All of it came up. None of it. My stomach rejected it. And so it's really important to ease back into this, like Constance said. I mean, I'm going to pretty much do smoothies today. Tomorrow I'll probably juice, and then by Wednesday I'll have, salads and start integrating fruits and vegetables. Mainly, I want cucumbers. Like I have been craving cucumbers, because cucumbers is a staple in my diet. I have cucumbers with hummus. I have cucumber and avocado salad with chickpeas. Like cucumbers are one of my things. Like my mouth is watering just thinking about it. So I'm really looking forward to
I told the Queen to pick up some cucumbers. So I'm gonna get on those cucumbers, and that actually helps with if you have hypertension and things of nature, that helps lower that too.
Exactly. So that's been my thing. I mean, fruits, of course, but really, I just really wanted some cucumbers. And now that it's spring, cucumbers like a summer veggie for me. I mean, I eat it year round, but it's a summer veggie. So, but yeah.
Well, and I'm just how my plan is, because regular work week. I'm gonna do smoothies while I'm at work. So during the day, I'm gonna do a smoothie. I'll probably do something like tropical smoothie just because it's close by. But I'll do a smoothie, and then when I come home, I'll either do like the soup or salad or combination or that kind of thing. But I'm definitely gonna do smoothies during the day, so at least I have my energy and I have something in there that's easy on the stomach. So I'll do smoothies during the day for the rest of the week, and then in the evening I'll switch it up.
Yeah. Well, tropical smoothie, make sure you check the ingredients, and they'll not add whatever you don't want.
Oh yeah, I tell them no turbinado, add ginger, and that keep it moving.
Yeah, like
I didn't know what turbinado was at first. Like, what the hell is turbinado? It's like some altered sugar. I was like, nah, I don't want
yeah,
that.
that's why I say I always like that avocado. I said just
Oh,
the sweetener. I don't want the sweetener, and they're
mhm,
pretty good
mhm.
about it. But
That's actually iNature's favorite one is avocado. That one,
love it.
avocado.
When I go
Yeah.
there, I was in Knoxville. Of course, there's not one here in the town I live in, but when I was in Knoxville, I was like, I want a smoothie. I wonder if they got, that, and they did. So I found it and got me one before I was there.
Yeah.
That's your favorite,
Yeah.
of course. That's Pete.
Yeah, I like the this Blimey Limey.
I haven't had that one.
That's lime. I think it's lime, pineapple, mango, orange juice combo. I think that's what it was. So I like that. And then I just haven't added ginger, so that's the one I do. Now if I'm doing one at home, the one I like to go to is banana and cacao powder.
Mm.
And then what else? At one point I just put sea moss in it, but in coconut water.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do that, that almost reminds you of almost like a chocolate milk. So you do coconut water, bananas, and cacao powder, put in the blender.
Well, be careful with bananas because they slow down digestion.
Yeah. So,
yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I love bananas.
Don't do it every day.
Yeah, they slow down digestion. So it's
Mm-hmm.
things. But my favorites are pineapple. I love pineapple smoothies, like a pineapple, peach, and mango. With some you don't even have to have sea moss, with a little bit of ginger and some coconut water or spring water. I could drink it all day. It makes me feel like I'm on the island somewhere, tropical.
Now, there's one I like that tasted really good, but it was a little too gritty. It was raspberries, blueberries, dates, and I believe it did have banana in it, and maybe the strawberries was in it. So it came out red. It tasted good, but because of I think it was the raspberries had all those seeds in it. So
Hold on.
So almost like I was drinking seeds at one point. I was like, okay, it does taste good, but too seedy. But
Okay, y'all, I gotta run. My company's here. We're gonna go out and look at some waterfalls. But I love y'all and I appreciate you. This is amazing. Let's do it again in 6 months. All right? Does that sound good?
All right.
You on board?
Sounds
all right.
Good.
Peace, y'all.
Right.
Have a great
Peace.
one. Peace.